what if someone's stealing and said then doing something wrong?
Yeah, let me join you. Let's go and just finish out the store and end up in jail. No dealing.
So all those things can
Three more
actually
grain here
then
and
make
here.
you feel even older.
Just let him talk.
Thank you, Giselle.
The AOKs, the happy owners of KOKs. We're not just family but friends. We have a laugh, we have some fun, just serious stuff, and when we're done,
Prepare for bed? Yeah.
and when we're done, do it all over again. KOKs, the happy owners of KOKs. We're not just family but friends. KOKs, the happy owners of K.
Hi everyone, you're here with the
AOKs.
So we're gonna go through this cute little thing that we found on the internet. 6 little stories with lots of meaning. So
Actually, my cousin sent it first.
yeah, we haven't actually read through it fully. We've just scanned, but we're gonna say what we think the meanings are as we go through. So story 1. Once all villagers decided to pray for rain. On the day of prayer, all the people gathered, but only one boy came with an umbrella. That is faith.
Okay. What does that mean to you?
That he's looking, all the rest thought, oh, God's not going to give us rain. Of course he's not. But the little boy knows that God will give us rain. Because maybe he was praying every day for rain and then he brought a little umbrella.
Okay, cool. What would you, John? Did you understand it?
Yeah, I understand. It's because he knows that it's going to happen. Because God told him in a vision.
Okay. Okay.
In like a dream or in his house.
Okay. All right.
What do you think?
Yeah. Well, for me, I think I like the way it's short and the point comes out. So I think it's a good thing for the girls to hear and think about when you're writing stories. You don't have to say a lot to say a lot. And the point is clear that even though some people go out and they say they have faith, it's your action. Like for us as Christians, we believe the Bible says faith without works is dead. And he went like everybody else because all the others went. But he also made sure that he took what he needed to keep himself safe. So, I like that.
And also, just to add to that, the Bible says in, I think it's Hebrews 11, verse 1, about faith being the evidence, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things that you haven't seen. So for that little boy, the umbrella was the evidence of things that he was hoping for. So that was just a powerful sort of representation.
And it reminded me of Noah and the Ark, but without such a big representation of faith. But yeah, just him going out with that umbrella, it's just that extra step of like, I'm totally here, totally believe. If you put the umbrella up, I mean, that's even more levels of faith, you know? Just walking with this umbrella.
But I just thought maybe the other people just kind of felt, we want to be drenched.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
they could be like, God, we want to feel, when this thing comes, we want to soak in it.
Yeah.
And he is like, not today.
Like,
not today.
I'm going to say dry.
Yeah. So that's good.
And number 2. When you throw babies in the air, they laugh because they know you will catch them. That is trust. Wait, what? I'm with them halfway. I think they think it's a game. I don't know if they're like, I trust you fully.
Yeah.
Because what if they're like, oh my God, poor phone call, have to go. While the baby's still there, like,
No.
I think babies don't always cry when you throw them up in the air. There are some that are like freaked out by that maneuver.
Yeah, but I think that I don't like that story, to be honest. No, I tell you why I don't like it. A child does not understand it. The child is in harm's way. And even when you were small, I remember a friend threw in the air. In fact, I didn't realize that even though he had a baby that was the same age as you, he never threw his baby in the air. Because the wife would not allow him. And the wife was like, wow, no, you really trust. He can't do that with my child.
Well, that illustrates the point.
Yeah.
Trust.
Yeah, but she didn't trust. Because, I mean, she enjoyed it being tossed, and that was something that we used to do with no thinking nothing of it, because you always expect that the person could catch. But that is me as an adult having trust.
Yeah.
Not the child. The feeling can either make the child feel elated or scared, but the child doesn't know what's happening. You know, so yeah, I.
But I guess part of it is the rocking motion as well. You don't have to. They didn't say chuck the baby in the air. There is that little bit of a bounce that you could do where they feel like they're going in the air. But
throw
you
the child in. What did they say? What's the word?
Throw.
It does make it seem as though you're sort of like
woo!
But I think what they're relating to is that kind of playful time that you're spending. Playfulness with the edge of danger, because otherwise
Why? How come you didn't throw your children in the air? Because you're like,
I think I must have at some point.
Oh no! The most you did was
that was a bird, mommy. That was a bird.
What do you think, Jazz?
So they don't know that you do it, but.
So basically, if you chuck a baby in the air, they're saying the baby trusts
Chuck a
you.
baby in the air. When you throw babies up in the air, yeah?
Throw?
I don't. We don't throw our baby alive in the air.
Yeah, we just do
why?
this.
Why not?
Because we want their delicacy.
We don't want them to
They're
break.
delicate.
You don't want them to break. Yeah, because
And
they're
when we
delicate.
rock them, we rock them.
Yeah, good.
Number 3. Every night we go to bed without any assurance of being alive the next morning. But still, we set the alarms to wake up. That is hope. I guess so.
It's true.
Yeah. I don't think it through that much, though.
You don't think about it.
Sometimes I think I don't wake up the next morning. Like, oh no, I'm not going to wake up the next morning.
I think everybody does go through that at some point.
But I think it's kind of.
I think you have a tummy pain or something. Or you have a cold and you can't breathe. Yeah.
I think I get the point of it being hope, because sometimes we take things for granted. We just think it's just going to happen. But there are people who, they were fine one day, the next day they're not there anymore. So that's a deep one for me.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Jazz?
So when you go to bed at night, you know that you don't think that you're going to die. You're going to live, and sometimes like you feel like, I don't know, and like you set an alarm, and you put your school clothes in the right place for you to wake up to the next morning.
Yeah, so that I'm going to just get this ready for the next day.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, sometimes I go to bed thinking, what if I didn't wake up tomorrow? I was looking forward to something tomorrow. And then I do wake up the next day, and then I say, thank you for waking me up today, God.
Okay, so you're normally grateful. But why do you go to bed at night sometime thinking that you mightn't wake up the next morning?
Because the devil tells me.
Okay. All right.
Gosh.
Well, yeah. But that happens, I think, to the best of us at some point in time, especially like, say for example, especially when you go to bed and you feel like you can't breathe properly in the night.
Yeah.
Or you're sick.
Yeah, like you're sick and feeling so weak. You're like, oh my goodness. You're like, Lord, please take me through the next day. In fact, sometimes that's the only time that you really pray with everything that is within you. Other than that, you're like, oh, you know what, let me go to bed. But
people go like strawberries, like, Heavenly Father, thank you for it, amen. But then they're like, please wake me up in the morning. I've been looking forward to Christmas and my birthday, and I do not want to die.
So she's like, you rush everything else, just that ending bit.
yeah, I had the Christmas and the birthday. Yeah, but for me, I suppose, it's kind of added on to what I was just saying, that it takes something happening a lot of times for us to appreciate what we have. You take things for granted. Like I remember when I was sick, I was looking forward to being able to walk properly again. And so you see people, this is why people, when you have some kind of extreme sickness or something, that people say don't take life for granted, because you get to another extreme where you can't remember how to do certain things and you're like, I look forward to it. And so sadly, sometimes people, after they've done that and life get back to normal, they forget, which is not good. Yeah. And I think is the point of the story is, don't wait until things get bad for you to begin to think like that. Just begin to really be grateful that you see another day, because as somebody said earlier on, you don't always make it to the next day. When I say you don't always, a lot of people, well, everybody at some point in time, but you know what I mean.
Because our uncle died, did he die in the day or in his sleep?
He and Granny died like wee hours of the morning.
In the sleep.
Yeah, in the sleep, which was good because it was peaceful. But in this context,
And I think it's only really in the daytime that I sometimes think more of the fact of there are other people who are around my age, or even who are people who are older than me, and they had plans and things that they believed that they were going to achieve in life and they never got to make it. So I think that also stirs me on a little bit more, but it also in the day, it just makes me want to go and do things to make myself feel good as well. So, for example, like if I've had a good week, going and buying some food or doing something that is a little bit out of the ordinary, but just to give myself a pat on the back and say well done and to relax, because you just think that you never know. There's no point in I'm going to wait and try and get this. I'm going to wait and try and get this. We can see from this season that we're in of 2020 that waiting is...
Because if you say, oh, I really want to get that thing, but I think I'll buy next month, and then the next month you're not alive and you don't get it.
Well, I think when you're on the other side, you mightn't think about it. All right, on to the next one.
Number 4. We plan big things for tomorrow in spite of zero knowledge of the future. That is confidence.
Yeah, I think we just covered that really. Yeah. Which is the same thing. Did you want to say anything about it?
Well, I don't know what it means.
Okay,
it just means the same as the last one, basically.
No, it's close. It's close. So it said, we plan big things for tomorrow in spite of zero knowledge of the future. That is confidence.
So they're just talking about, like, we plan big things for tomorrow, but then we don't know if we're going to be alive or not.
Well, yeah, kind of. It's almost like you almost repeated everything.
Yeah. So they plan things like for a big day, and it's like they think that nothing bad is going to happen. Everything's going to be okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's talking about sort of what we all do because we plan as though we have tomorrow.
Yeah.
When tomorrow is not always assured, but if we have a faith, we pray and we ask God, keep us healthy and things like that, and so that gives us confidence. I think that's what that person is kind of driving towards. Gives us confidence.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, to be honest. You need to begin to plan towards the future. Otherwise, you're just going through life by default, and you never achieve anything. And then when you're coming to the end of your life, you have no regret.
Yeah.
Having said that, you should understand that things don't always go the way that you want, and so you shouldn't go down the road of why me, which is what people do a lot. Like, why me, why me, why me? Why not you? Like, is there somebody else you would suggest it happen to? So just begin to be grateful, plan, but understand that tomorrow is not really promised to you, but make your plans. That's my thought.
And there's other people who, like, if you have a friend who said, oh yeah, we're gonna go shopping for a lot of stuff tomorrow. They don't make it, or like some people are like, why him, not me?
Oh yeah, some people say that they turn it the other way.
Oh,
yeah, you know,
okay.
like or like people something happen and then everybody else pass away and there's one person still alive and they can't understand. They're trying to figure out like how come I'm the only one remaining.
Yeah, especially if it was in a traumatic way as well.
Yeah, that is true. So it happens from both sides. That's a good point, Delia. Go with the flow at times.
Yeah.
Don't be so rigid. Yeah, cool.
Okay, and number 5. We see the world suffering, but still we get married and have children. That is love.
We see someone, like sometimes we see someone and they're choking, and we like carry on with our life. Nothing to see here, folks.
Nothing to see here, folks. No, that's a different story. That story was not in it.
I don't care.
Oh my Lord.
No. For me, I don't think it's. I wouldn't say we see the world. Okay, I wouldn't say completely we see the world suffering. But for example, you see people who struggle in childbirth or struggle to have a child, but you still, for a lot of people, because some people don't want children, but that doesn't put a lot of people off from still wanting to have children themselves. For some people it might do, but for a lot of people, you know, you hear all sorts of things, like one person who, for example, died in childbirth, or that one person who, a lot of people struggle to have children as well, but still people still want to have children, and you never know until it's your turn.
I mean, I don't know if it's the same person that write all those stories. I was with them in the beginning, but it's going downhill. It seems like it's somebody who's depressed. But what I'm saying is, the things that they're writing about and saying, it just sounds a bit morbid, kind of like you see the world suffering.
It's bitter.
Well, they could be a bit, bitter, like why you enjoying your life when so much people are suffering. If you live like that, then you would not have any fun or enjoyment.
Like she's talking about the people who are suffering, and she's talking about her.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm just saying that the person being a party pooper is like, don't think positive about anything. Don't get married. Like right now, so if I should do so and surgery shouldn't be here, I shouldn't have got married. Which means surgery goes, you go. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I should just do it all alone.
Of the practicality of the situation.
I think I was just going to make a similar point in that bad things are still happening in the world, but good things are happening as well.
Exactly.
I think that's maybe that's what they're trying to allude to. That in this world where there is suffering, there is also people who are joyful, people who are falling in love, who are getting married. Just because bad things happen doesn't mean good things shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So I think that's maybe but it does sound a little bit dark.
Yeah,
because if you fail your exam for life, the exam that you have to take to make sure you graduate properly and get a job and stuff, you're like, I don't care if I fail, and then you carry on with your life.
Can I do
I see what you mean. Maybe I don't care if I fail, but
do mine now?
Yes, you can.
So when somebody falls, somebody falls over, and someone bees kind and helps them up.
So are you saying?
Okay. When they say you see people suffering in the world, you think, no, don't let people suffer. If you see wrong, help them. Is that your point?
What do you mean if you see wrong?
If you see somebody doing something wrong,
When someone's bullying someone, you can say, don't bully them. That's not nice.
You said if you see someone bullying someone, help them bully. That's ridiculous.
do you really think that that's what I'm saying, or are you trying to be funny?
But what if someone's stealing and doing something wrong?
Yeah, let me join you. Let's go and just finish out the store and end up in jail. No
Excuse
dealer.
me. Can
Yes.
I do
Yeah, carry on.
And then when you're older, you'll fall in love with them, and you'll begin to have your life.
Who, the same person that you helped up?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Okay.
has happened.
It does.
People
It has
are
happened
marrying
at time.
people who they
Or
Yeah,
unusual, like
like-
Daddy and I mean, I didn't help him up, but we met when we were young, 13, and then when we met again when we were 25, look at what happened.
Yeah.
No, because
I know we have
Each other.
Number 6 and the last one. On an old man's shirt was written the sentence, I am not 80 years old. I am sweet 16 with 64 years of experience. That is attitude.
It's also a lie.
So,
It's also a
so
lie.
is that the, so is that just saying to that person that
Oh,
we're not that
I
age?
get it. Because
Well,
sweet
we're
16
not that
and
age,
64.
but we're in
Like 16 plus 64 is 80.
but in a nice way.
No, so basically they're saying that they feel, so even though the person is 80 years old, they feel like they're 16 years old. They still feel very young, but they have years and years extra of experience.
Yeah.
So you know when people
We're not
say, oh, I
old.
still feel young? Yeah.
So, so when like, for example, if an old lady was saying to herself, oh, I still feel young, but she, like, for example, she feels like she's 12 or something.
They don't usually say 12.
I don't know
They
if she
usually
feels
say
like pre-puberty. I think it
30.
might be
20.
30.
post. Yeah.
So it's-
13 or something.
No,
It's just
more-
their way of saying that they still feel really young, even though when you count how many years they've lived, they're really.
But they've lived for a long time.
So put it this way, it's like granddad saying, I feel younger than mommy and daddy. So you feel actually younger than Shanova.
Yeah.
I-
Just like 12. That's younger than Shanova.
16 is what they said, girl.
But I mean, sorry, Shimon. I think that the truth in that is that sometimes when you sort of start acting your age, in terms of the things that you know what people say somebody who is 80 should be acting like, or you should be not active, you should take it easy. You shouldn't, you
should be
shouldn't.
tired.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have any teeth in your
Exactly.
mouth.
So all those things can
Three
actually
more greener here
then
and
make
here.
you feel even older.
Just let him talk.
Thank you, Giselle. So those things can make you feel even older. Whereas if you look at, particularly in parts of the world where people eat healthily, do physical exercise, and you see quite a lot of individuals in that population are older but more sprightly. And it's partly because of their attitude in terms of their mind affecting, the habits that they form and that kind of thing. So I think that's what it's alluding to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. For
But
me,
it still is a lie.
So if you look at the numbers,
Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning when I was thinking that is attitude, I just thought more they meant attitude in terms of the way that you talk. But I think they, as Dad was saying, it's more the positive outlook on life. And actually, you find that people who do say, "Oh, I still feel as young as this," they're the ones who are very active. They're the ones who are doing lots of things, who are spending lots of time with their family, just making the most of the life that they have. And sometimes I think that when you get to an older age, when you think about the people who were around when you were young and the people who are on TV, a lot of those people aren't around anymore. So you must feel very blessed to still be going and living life. Well, okay, some people must feel very blessed to still be going, living life, and being able to enjoy life and their family around, because they know that the people they grew up with, for example, not all of them are around anymore.
I mean, since I've joined the African culture, or been more aligned with them, now I hear people talk a lot of times about wanting to live to 120. And I am like, how many friends will you have there?
Even though I'm not a bit African, I just like Caribbean. I want to live to 1,000 and something. And remember at
Is that the African side?
And at Granddad's birthday party, he was turning 80, and I was like, I hope you live for 80 more years.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, we understand what people are saying. Have an exciting, full life. Live life to the fullest. They're not thinking about by the time he get there, he's on a stretcher. They're thinking at least if for as much as possible, enjoy, be able to walk, be able to have all the senses. That's what they're saying. But I just think when I hear about 120, I'm like, by the time you get up there, it might be you and maybe, well, I think nobody else on earth around your age. So you really have to be young at heart. Otherwise, you'll be like, everybody that I knew is gone. So
except for your, hopefully your lineage.
Yeah,
No,
well,
not
yeah.
everyone, because me and Jazz will be like 88, 87 maybe.
Well, that's the point. Yeah, so your children will be around.
And then it just ends with saying, have a happy day and live your life like these 6 stories. Remember, good friends are the rare jewels of life, difficult to find and impossible to replace. What did friends have to do
I
with
was just about to
Read
say.
it again.
what we read?
No, look, there's that.
Have
Have
a
a
happy
happy day.
No, can I read it? Have a happy day and live your life.
Like these
Like,
stories.
no.
That's the bit
Like-
that's so funny.
Like these 6 stories. Remember, good friends are the rare jewels of life. Difficult to find and impossible to place.
Well done, Jazz.
Did you read
Yeah, I
Yes,
found
very
really
good.
funny. It was like, live your life like these stories. I don't.
You share your thoughts on the stories that we've just shared. We hope
Yeah.
that you enjoyed them. The big bit that I want you all to take away is you could write short and meaningful information. Like you don't have to write a whole long thing in order for people to get a point. You understand? Yeah, so learn to write punchy things so that you can engage people. They'll be interested in reading what you have done, or even if you don't write it, say things that cause people to begin to think about their life in a positive way. Yeah?
Yeah.
Any final thoughts? No.
I think there are some sort of what I call pearls of wisdom. So living life to the full. Don't take things for granted. Have big plans. Be confident. And chill, relax.
I have a message for everyone.
Okay, Jazz, what's your message?
You can be what you want to be.
Say a bit
Thank you.
louder so they can hear.
You can be what you want to be. You can live your own life.
I have another message for people.
Okay.
If you see someone struggling, help them.
Good. And on that note, like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell, and we'll
Don't
see you next
click
time.
us.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.